Ladies and gentlemen, maayong hapon kaninyong tanan. I would like to begin by thanking all Davaoeños for the support you have given me and my administration and for the fresh mandate you have given us during the May 2019 elections. And of course, another thank you for the win of the 12 senators here in Davao City. That mandate allows us now to continue the programs and projects under Biyaheng Duterte, which we began implementing in 2016. Here are some of the 38 big projects we undertook during the first biyahe. Some completed while others are ongoing. The Pagkalinga sa Bayan One-Stop Shop, which is now known as the Malasakit Center. 346 housing units completed in Los Amigos relocation site. The Public Employment System Office job matching over 40,000 individuals. The Pagnegosyo Taday with 5,077 beneficiaries. The Kian Gabriel Hotline. The Butika ng Bayan at Lingap SPMC at the City Health Office at Magallanes Street and in Kalinan, Bunawan, and Turil. Reproductive Health and Wellness Center made a treatment hub for persons living with HIV and AIDS. Completed over 1,200 infrastructure projects. Davao City Library and Information Center, which is under construction right now. Tourism and Investment Building under construction, CSSDO building under construction, and the Agdao Farmers Market under construction. The Davao City UP Sports Complex, the Davao Skate Park in Agdao, the underground cabling project with Davao Light and Power Company, important sports events, the Davao 2018 and 2019, the Palarong Pambansa 2019, the Ironman 2018 and 2019, the EBSU scholarships for STEP, Law, and Medicine, the Pagbabago campaign, 112 classrooms initiated, the biodiesel facility, the Botanical Garden in Marfori, completed playgrounds in the Botanical Garden, People's Park, Osmeña Park, Mintal, Kalinan, and Turil. The peak hours augmentation bus system, Bantay Dagat, and the streamlined Bantay Bukid with partner NGOs, the relaunched Life is Here campaign of Davao City, a Davao City Food Terminal Complex in Daliao, Turil, Cacao City, Kusina ng Bayan, Davao City Firearms Remuneration Project in tandem with the ECLIP of the national government, Peace 911, Tabangan Nato, Reformist aron naatay Asenso Community-based Rehabilitation Aftercare Program, Tarana Sibrap. The Anti-Scam Unit, the Vices Regulation Unit, the 10,000 minimum compensation for all job orders and contracts of service of the city government of Davao, the transition from sodium to LED street lighting with a 100% street light from Tamugan to Buda and from airport to Matina Crossing, the urban Center Islands greening, urban farming model at the City Hall Annex, the organic garden model in the Marfori Botanical Garden. We established the auxiliary police system with over 1,900 personnel hired. As we continue on the second trip of our biyahe, please allow me to share with you updates on our priority areas under the Biyaheng Duterte initiatives and give you a glimpse of what lies ahead in the next 3 years. The past months can be characterized as a soft transition period. We welcomed a new Sangguniang Panglungsod led by our new Vice Mayor and the City Councilors that are incumbent, returning, and new to take the lead in legislating laws for the city that are responsive to the needs of our people and the growing economy. As in the past years, Davao City's economy continues to show a steady rise, as evidenced by the increased number of registered businesses and capitalization. Together with our neighbor provinces, Davao Region's economy remained the second fastest growing economy in the entire country. when we posted an 8.6% growth in 2018. This growth, however, is 2.1% lower than the year 2017. Investments have continued to grow the past 3 years with a total investment portfolio of 230 billion in 2016, 272 billion in 2017, and 279 billion in 2018. In effect, more local taxes are collected, and the city is on its way to surpass the internal revenue allotment as the main source to finance projects. The goal is to limit our dependency on the Internal Revenue Allotment, or IRA, so that we can finance more programs that are not among those restricted for IRA use. Furthermore, debt servicing is nearing its completion, which will basically make the city debt-free in 2022. For 2018, we have again surpassed our revenue collections, continuing the upward trend since 2016. In 2016, the total collection was 6.3 billion pesos. And in 2017, it rose to 7.2 billion pesos. And in 2018, we collected 8.5 billion pesos. And by June 2019, we already saw an 11% increase with 5.5 billion pesos compared to 4.9 billion pesos of the same period last year. This recorded increase in the total collection of taxes, fees, and other charges for the calendar year of 2018 to 2019 compared to the collection obtained in the previous years was due to the implementation of Ordinance Number 0291-17, the series of 2017, otherwise known as the 2017 Revenue Code last year. Additionally, there was also a decrease in the fines and penalties on local taxes for 2019 that positively translated to the taxpayers' compliance with their obligations to the city government. The increasing economic activity year-on-year translates to more employment opportunities and increased purchasing power of the Davaoenos. Furthermore, the healthy fiscal condition of Davao, along with the constant support of the private sector, paved the way for funding various programs and projects. In education, the Pagbabago campaign is a grassroots information dissemination making Davaoenos understand their personal responsibilities to ensure that our communities are strong, proud, and resilient. Focused on the areas of education and responsible parenthood, it has reached out to a total of 16,226 children in 41 barangays and 44 different schools. On educational scholarship grants for the second semester of school year 2018 to 2019, a total of 1,595 city government scholars were accommodated under the Educational Benefits System Unit. This shows an increase of 536 scholars from last year's 1,059 scholars across various disciplines. For the current semester, this number has increased even further to 1,904 scholars. We are happy to note that the expanded medical scholarship program that we started in 2016 has already produced 3 doctors who have passed the licensure examinations given last September 2019. So those are the product of our medicine scholarships. For the past 3 years, we have been constructing 112 classrooms across all levels and sites, with 77 classrooms under the Special Education Fund 2017 and 35 classrooms under the Special Education Fund 2018. As of September 2019, the infrastructure projects funded under SEF 2017 and 2018 are at 90% and 78% completion, respectively. For the year 2020, we will continue to put funds for the construction of more classrooms that will help us in attaining zero backlog for our children's classroom needs. In the coming weeks, The local school board is set to approve a budget of 650 million pesos, and approximately 270 million pesos will be used to further fund classroom constructions in the different areas of Davao City. The success in the provision of more classrooms for our learners was done with the help of the city's partners, both local and international. Last year, the Embassy of the People's Republic of China in the Philippines, through the effort of Ambassador Zhao, allocated funds for the construction of 13 modern two-story, four-classroom buildings in select public schools in the city. 11 of these school buildings have already been completed and are now used by the students. The Department of Education, Davao, also received assistance in putting up 5 school buildings with 4 classrooms each from MCOR, a company that had its beginnings in Davao City. 4 of the 5 buildings are scheduled for turnover later this month. In tertiary education, discussions are underway to explore the possibility of initially utilizing the infrastructure of the Department of Education, specifically the facilities of the Davao City National High School, and technical assistance from the University of Southeastern Philippines to cater to public school grade 12 and alternative learning system graduates to operate a city college. The construction of the infrastructure to follow whenever the resources are ready. So we'll just use first the facilities of City High to operate the college. USEP is also looking at opening an annex school in Barangay Malabog, Paquibato District to encourage more residents in the area to go to college and to provide a more economical option for students who reside in Paquibato but currently study downtown. The city government intends to be an active partner to this initiative. For the next 3 years, we shall facilitate the construction of hygiene facilities in all schools in an effort to intensively push the teaching of hand washing and proper toothbrushing to our students, and making them understand that good hygiene helps avoid diseases and the spread thereof. We are starting the program of retaining developmental pediatricians in order to hasten the assessment of public school children needing special education. In doing so, we are ensuring that these children are allotted special education teachers by the DepEd. The Madrasa Comprehensive Development and Promotion Program celebrated its 10th centralized madrasa graduation with 672 graduates from kindergarten, elementary, and high school this 2019, a significant increase from the 453 graduates in 2017 and 491 in 2018. The City Library's Reading Habit Promotion Program saw an increase in the number of clients and pupils who are participating in the activities of storytelling, book lending, film showing sessions for the first half of 2019. We had 42,379 clients compared to the 39,923 that participated last year. In the arena of sports, Davao City hosted the Davao Regional Athletic Association meet in 2018 and 2019, with the Davao City Durians emerging as champions on both occasions. Our back-to-back hosting of the Davraa allowed us to prepare for our hosting of the biggest youth sports competition in the country, the 2019 Palarong Pambansa that was held last April. It was the first time in 6 decades that the city again hosted the Palaro, gathering around 13,000 athletes from 17 regions of the country. To accommodate the magnitude of the number of Palarong Pambansa participants and to give our local athletes a venue for their training, we inked a memorandum of agreement with the University of the Philippines last January 2019 for the management of the Davao City University of the Philippines Sports Complex. The same became the venue for the majority of the events in the Palarong Pambansa 2019, including its opening and closing ceremonies. Again, we congratulate the DepEd, our security sector, and everyone who made these events a success. Davao City has continually showed impressive outcomes during the Patang Pinoy Mindanao Leg events that were held last February, wherein we won as the overall champion in the said competition. A total of 155 gold, 53 silver, and 46 bronze medals were brought home by our athletes, giving pride and honor to every Davaoeño. We have continued to soar in the international arena when Davao City was declared as the delegation with the most number of athletes to garner medals for the Philippines during the Arafura Games in Australia this year. Our athletes came home with 61 medals in total, comprising of 17 gold, 28 silver, and 16 bronze medals. We also ranked third place out of 42 local government units which participated in the 2019 Philippine Sports Commission, Philippine Sports Association for the Differently Abled National Para Games this year. In terms of introducing Davao City as a venue for sports competition, we have successfully hosted the prestigious Ironman 70.3 Triathlon twice, in 2018 and 2019. This year's race saw more than 2,000 triathletes from all over the world and from all age groups who competed in the swim, bike, run competition that tested their determination, discipline, and resilience. We are also proud to report that the city will once again host Ironman for the third time this coming 2020. Third and last time na nino. Huh? Because every time we have a big event in Davao City, palaro, Ironman, hindi na kami makatulog lahat. Wala nang tulog dahil sa anxiety. The area of health has been very challenging the past year. While there has been a decline in dengue cases from 2016 through 2018, much is still needed to make people understand the importance of the 4S campaign of DOH and our City Health Office. The recent nationwide dengue outbreak serves as a reminder that the disease will remain a problem for most of our communities unless all Davaoeños take proactive steps for prevention. In the second quarter of 2019, we have already distributed dengue kits to 5,000 recipients and have conducted dengue case interventions, investigations to further prevent the spread of the same in our barangays. In the field of family planning, on the other hand, we are happy to note that Davao City's contraceptive use prevalence rate has continued to improve. It is pegged at 68.6% for the second quarter of 2019, showing an appreciable increase from 61.3% in 2018. Moreover, 36 women of reproductive age underwent bilateral tubal ligation this year in comparison to 15 cases in 2016. Our family planning services from condoms, implants, ligation, and vasectomy are free, and we encourage families to plan their childbirth to ensure a stable future for their families. More newborns were delivered in our health facilities this year with a total of 7,182 babies from the period of April to June. By 2020, all districts will have operational lying-in clinics. Infirmaries in Marilog and Paquibato will likewise be operational. The prevalence. The prevalence of wasting among our children has constantly gone down over the years, from 2,736 cases in 2016 to 1,451 cases in 2018. We are now at a 0.66% prevalence rate in 1,245 cases this year. The City Health Office has been implementing various programs and activities that prioritize the health of our children. One of these is the Dental Bayanihan per district and barangay that provided dental services to 2,327 patients by the end of 2018 and to 1,167 patients for the period of January to June 2019. We also had the Malaria Elimination and Control Program in the various barangays of the city. A mass blood survey for malaria at Barangay Tapak and Sitio Surayan in Paquibato was conducted with 947 people examined early this year. The follow-up mass blood survey and the distribution of mosquito nets for malaria endemic areas were conducted to keep the malaria mortality rate in the city at 0. This was done together with the observance of the Dengue Awareness Month and the citywide cleanup drive. The anti-rabies campaign is steadily being implemented by the City Health Office through the Animal Bite Treatment Center. From April to June this year, 3,270 animal bite patients were treated with 91.2% completion rate compared to the 2,947 cases last year. Though there is a rise in the number of cases, there were no casualties reported. This positive outcome is largely due to the anti-rabies intensification program implemented by the City Veterinarian's Office, which aims to contribute in achieving the country's goals of a rabies-free Philippines by 2020. As a result, 37,624 dogs and cats were vaccinated in June of 2019. 591 of these canines and felines were castrated, and 2,098 dogs were impounded through the city's dog pound. An end to this, Davao City was awarded as the best LGU rabies program implementers by the Bureau of Animal Industry in September 2018. In the construction of health facilities, a total of 87.5 million pesos under the Health Facility Enhancement Program 2017 was allotted for the construction of 30 new health facilities in the city under DOH, under the Department of Health. As of May 2019, 14 barangay health stations and rural health units were completed, 6 rural health units were renovated, while 10 are still in the construction phase. For the Health Facilities Enhancement Program in 2018, 4 health facilities were completed, 2 were renovated, and 12 are undergoing construction. Apart from these, a new City Health Office building is set for construction. The completion of the City Health centers in Buhangin, Agdao, and Panacan are currently being planned, and the Paquibato District Hospital is already at 15% of its completion. In addition, we have also provided ambulances to 16 barangay health stations and health centers around the city. For the first half of 2019, the city government of Davao continues to spread awareness on the dangers of smoking. We have apprehended more violators this year, proving our strong stance in the implementation of the anti-smoking campaign. As of August 2019, the total number of smoking violators apprehended increased to 9,116 compared to the 9,521 for the whole term of 2018. As a result, the total collection under anti-smoking fines and penalties accumulated to 4 million pesos within 8 months alone in comparison to last year's total collection of the same amount. Awareness on the importance of food sanitation is also emphasized during food safety orientations that have been given to 19,105 vendors and through the issuance of health certificates to 43,742 recipients in the period of April to June 2019. Last November, the Regional Nutrition Awarding Ceremony was held. The city government, through the City Health Office Nutrition Division, became the recipient of the 2017 Pag-asa Award for strengthening and sustaining functionality of the local nutrition program of the city, which led to the highest reduction in the prevalence rate of malnutrition in the region and the improvement of the nutritional status among our preschool children. In our mission to provide free and accessible medical assistance to the indigents of Davao City, we now have established 5 Butika ng Bayan. These are situated at the SPMC, Kalinan, Bunawan, Turil, and at the City Health Office in Magallanes. The 6th Butika ng Bayan is set to be opened in Paquibato later this month. On the resurgence of polio, the City Health Office has set this day, October 14 until October 27, as the first round of the Sabayang Patak kontra Polio synchronized house-to-house anti-polio vaccination. This is to ensure that all children who are 5 years old and below are given the anti-polio vaccine. The campaign is targeting to vaccinate 190,000 children. Additional rounds of vaccination are scheduled on November 25 until December 7, 2019, and January 16 to 18, 2020. On the matter of public employment, the Public Employment Service Office has solicited 74,615 vacancies and has referred 26,074 job seekers to various establishments and companies in Davao City, successfully placing 23,215 job seekers for regular employment for the whole period of 2018. This year, as of June, PESA solicited 30,022 job vacancies, referred 18,954 job seekers, and placed 17,686 of them for employment. The Job Start program for the past year has benefited 250 job starters out of the 330 applicants. The Grow Micro Business Program of the City Cooperative Office, the Agri-Fishery Livelihood and Entrepreneur Development of the City Agriculturist's Office, all of which are under the banner of Magnegosyo Taday, have produced an aggregate total of 5,077 beneficiaries from the year 2016 to 2018. From January to June this year, the Lingap para sa Mahirap program of the City Government of Davao Magallanes Desk, which caters to patients in private hospitals, has given medical financial assistance to 38,814 beneficiaries. This is a substantial increase compared to the 33,793 patients who were assisted by the Lingap Desk in the same period of last year. Meanwhile, the Social Civic Fund from the Office of the President was able to assist 7,536 patients in private hospitals, also for the period of January to June 2019. For assistance at the Southern Philippines Medical Center, our Lingap Desk was able to cater to a total of 48,471 patients for the calendar year 2018. Meanwhile, assistance from the Social Civic Fund of the Office of the President, since its launching in February 2018 until June 2019, has reached 188,750 patients at the SPMC and other government hospitals in Mindanao. At present, the Malasakit Centers building, located at the premises of SPMC, also tagged as our one-stop shop building for all government agencies providing medical and financial assistance, is now nearing completion at 70% of its construction. Our Kian Gabriel hotline, established in 2017, has since served 873 clients from its launching up to the first quarter of 2019. The hotline serves as a venue to anonymously report children who are victims of abuse and neglect. Please save in your phone books 0908 ilabas nyo yung mga cellphone ninyo. Ready sa phone book. 0908-818-4444. On housing, the housing relocation program in Los Amigos, which was in partnership with the San Miguel Corporation and the Pilipinong May Puso Foundation, has now yielded results with 346 units already completed, and the awardees have transferred and are now residing in the relocation area. We are also coordinating with both organizations for the construction of more houses. On infrastructure development, there is an increase in the number of completed infrastructure projects from July 2018 to June 2019 in comparison to the same period of the previous year. From 515 completed projects, the City Engineer's Office led the construction of 679 buildings, drainage systems, roads, bridges, and water systems, amounting to 1.3 billion pesos. In the coming months, we are set to open a state-of-the-art city library, a new DCIPC a new DCPIC and tourism building, and a new CSSDO building under construction. CSSDO. And Museo Dabawenyo. Walang museo. Museo Dabawenyo, with funds from the national government, is ongoing inside the People's Park. We are set to convert it to a national museum, and we already have started talks with the National Museum. The modernization and rehabilitation of Agdao Public Market, with the assistance of Department of Agriculture and the Department of Public Works and Highways, is in its implementation phase. As of second quarter of 2019, we have asphalted 17,910 square meters of roads through the use of our batching plant in Malagos. More and more infrastructure projects are in the pipeline for 2020. Our mental wellness center, which shall serve as a halfway house for mentally unstable vagrants, and the center for those with depression and suicide intervention center. And then we have the OFW Families Crisis Center, the Davao City Special Needs Intervention Center, our evacuation centers, and more improvement of our parks and playgrounds. May I just insert the effort, acknowledge the effort of Dr. Giselle for the Mental Wellness Center, our counselor, Dr. Giselle Villaferte, and Attorney Sweet Advincula for the OFW's Families Crisis Center, and Counselor Attorney Petit Principe for the Davao City Special Needs Intervention Center. Davao City Children's Special Needs Intervention Center. We hope to address the flooding issues and water quality challenges with our drainage and sewerage master planning, assisted by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency. On the status of our water supply, both the Davao City Water District and the Apo Agua infrastructure are currently making progress on their respective deliverables for the Davao City Bulk Water Supply Project. Apo Agua is currently undertaking the excavation and foundation works for its water treatment in Barangay Gumalang, while DCWD, which shall handle water storage and distribution, has completed 20 out of the 32 projects involving pipe laying, transmission and distribution lines, and storage facilities construction. 11 of these are already operational, with the rest to be completed by 2020. Once operational, the project will enable the Tamugan River to provide 30 million liters of water per day and will become the major supply of water over the next 30 years. This will utilize 100% renewable energy run water treatment facility to supply safe and abundant bulk water for Davao City and will supply treated water to numerous water systems. On the matter of power and electricity, data from the Department of Energy shows that as of June 2019, Mindanao has an installed capacity of 4,109 megawatts and a dependable capacity of 3,541 megawatts, higher than the installed capacity of 3,815 megawatts and dependable capacity of 3,269 megawatts in 2018. Davao City's usage is growing at 6% compounded annual growth rate for the past 5 years. Current demand is around 450 megawatts, and we expect the 6% rate to remain next year. The good news is there is enough supply of electricity, and there are more to come once the wholesale electricity spot market becomes operational in the city by 2021 or earlier. The high demand for the years 2018 and 2019 is driven by the manufacturing, real estate, and construction projects that we see across all sectors of residential, commercial, and industrial uses. DOE also has plans for energy security, environmental sustainability, and energy equity in the coming years. To improve services and provide faster internet, PLDT has been installing fiber-to-home facilities and has been upgrading its existing copper-based network through hybrid technologies and aims to complete its fiberization project by 2020. SMART also put in a place for a new LTE site in Paquibato in support of the Peace 911 program, and 2 more from Globe are set to be erected also in Paquibato. Globe will also be putting an additional 100 cell sites in the city, which are set to be completed in the next few months. The comprehensive land use plan of 2018 to 2027 is currently undergoing refinement. The City Planning and Development Office has drafted ordinances, and its IRRs have already been endorsed to the Sangguniang Panglungsod for legislative action. This is one of the priority legislations that were agreed upon during the executive and legislative agenda meeting held last July 2019. The plans for Davao-Samal Bridge are on the final stages, and we encourage everyone to support this project and for the Sanggunian and the relevant departments of the city government to issue the necessary documents and permits subject to thorough review. So, Kong Jen Lilin, we will not hang ourselves by 2022 because this will be started by when? Ayaw ko maghikog dahil dyan sa Davao-Samal Bridge na yan, ha? Patingin ulit, saan na yun? Conceptual design subject to change. So, hindi pa pala talaga ito totoo. Drawing ito. Yan ang tinatawag na drawing. Nananawagan po ako sa NEDA Kay Secretary Pernia, natulungan po kami sa Davao Samal Bridge Project ng Davao City at Igacos dahil ang mga papeles po namin ay nandyan po sa NEDA Central Office. Maraming salamat po. Kanino pa tayo manawagan? Ayun, nananawagan kami ulit sa NEDA para sa aming high priority bus system dahil ang mga papeles po namin ay nandyan sa NEDA Central Office. Solid waste management and environment. On the environment, in consonance with the provisions of the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act, and the City Environment and Natural Resources Office has been conducting programs and campaigns to build a cleaner and greener city. CENRO is continuously undertaking the rehabilitation and development of the Davao City sanitary landfill by implementing cleaner and safer forms of disposal system. The establishment of a waste-to-energy facility is on the planning stage, with the initial preparations underway in an identified area in Tugbok District. Kanino tayo manawagan ito? Attorney Dwight? DOF. Okay. Nananawagan po kami sa Department of Finance at kay Secretary Dominguez dahil ang mga papeles po namin sa Waste to Energy ay nandyan po sa Central Office ng Department of Finance. We have received complaints on our garbage collection and we have set to implement mitigating measures in the coming weeks. We have hired a collection manager to oversee daily collection and project potential problems to ensure that collection is adjusted whenever there is an urgent need. We have tasked all barangay captains to adjust our collection points to accommodate the garbage increase. In these collection points, we shall locate our standard collection point infrastructure, where we have designed the plastic bottles to have their own cages, the sachets, wrappers, plastic bags will have their own cages, and then the malata shall be collected by a separate hauler or directed to the compost pit of the barangay or to the compost machine. And the dili malata collected by the city to be further informally segregated before delivery to the sanitary landfill. Senator Cynthia Villar expressed her interest in helping us with this innovation of a standard collection point infrastructure and committed 2 compost machines to be delivered this afternoon for our model collection point, which we are still creating behind the SP building. Further, an intensified information and education campaign targeting households, offices, schools, and business establishments will be pursued to involve as many people as possible to our new system in our collection points, which will also prepare everyone for the eventual operation of the waste-to-energy facility. The Green City campaign was initiated for the beautification and for the environmental sustainability of Davao City. As of June 2019, 158 pocket and center islands, along with the 3 landmarks from north to south districts, were improved and maintained. The installation of steel-potted plants at Buhangin and Agdao flyovers, the improvement of Santa Ana Wharf, and the enhancement of the wall garden at Buhangin flyover were all completed. CENRO also led the propagation and production of 95,844 seedlings of shrub plants and ornamentals in 6 nurseries. 3 new playgrounds were opened in Kalinan, Tugbok, and Turil last October 10, 2019. This is in line with our effort to provide free, safe, and enjoyable parks and playgrounds for families all throughout the city. In our quest to ensure safe breeding grounds for fishes, 22,098 mangrove trees were planted from January to June 2019 in 25 coastal areas in the city. Our nomadic upland farming is now seeing positive results as the whole 1.2 hectares is now fully planted with full-grown trees. This is an offshoot of the Shelter Belt Research and Development Project in the district of Marilog that was started in 2013 to address the heavy soil erosion and landslides in the area caused by rampant logging activities. Our Bantay Dagat and Bantay Bukid programs continue to engage volunteers to ensure that there is a regular cleanup of our shores and the protection of our forests and watershed areas. For agriculture, we finally opened the Davao City Food Terminal Complex in Daliao, Turil early this year. This agricultural trading facility is intended to provide the best environment for timely and quality agricultural products at reasonable prices for wholesale marketing of farmers' fresh produce, primarily fruits and vegetables, at a strategic location where buyers and wholesalers can buy and bid for commodities. The Agricultural Development Master Plan of the City Agriculturist's Office is currently underway. The plan shall direct the continued conservation, growth, and development of agriculture within the city's diverse land use and development context. This will likewise raise the public profile of agriculture in order to promote the importance of agricultural stewardship and the protection of heritage farmland. The Chocolate Enterprise Development Project is in its first phase. For 2018, the City Agriculturist's Office monitored the status of Cacao City as the market outlet of cacao processed products. This is in line with our campaign for Davao City as a chocolate capital of the Philippines. As of December 2018, 10 projects under the bottom-up budgeting program were completed while 2 are still ongoing. The completed projects under BUB were focused on offering technical assistance such as service facilities, equipment, supplies, and trainings to our farmers and fisher folks on the matter involving their livelihood. So far, we have successfully helped beneficiaries of our vegetable and rice enhancement, cacao processing, and fisheries resource management projects, among others. Through the Sustainable Agroforestry Development Project, we have supplied 131,500 seedlings for cacao, durian, mangosteen, coffee, and budded rubber to 1,510 farmers. We gave 50 trainings to 750 individuals, distributed 10,500 seedlings to 40 farmers at the Paquibato, Proper, and Mapula areas, completed the installation of 4 agri-water systems, and under the High Value Crops Development Program, Fruits and Industrial Crops Project, 104,802 cacao seedlings were distributed to 647 farmers in 104 areas. 20 trainings were conducted to 513 farmer beneficiaries, and 6 post-harvest facilities with equipment were constructed. On the African swine fever affecting various parts of Luzon, we recently released an executive order banning the entry of all pork products from Luzon and other swine fever affected areas. We are also discouraging swine farmers from feeding raw seal or lamao to the hogs. The City Veterinarian's Office is taking the lead in all efforts to keep Davao City African swine fever free. In investments and tourism, to promote tourism and business opportunities in Davao City from July 2018 to June 2019, the Davao City Investment Promotion Center attended 77 business briefings and organized 11 events and fora with local and international partners. To expand trade and tourism linkages internationally, the City Tourism Operations Office, together with the Davao City Investment Promotion Center, attended international roadshows, including the Philippine Investment Forum in Kuala Lumpur, and Singapore last September 2018, and organized an investment and tourism roadshow in Seoul, South Korea last May 2019. A 1,500 square meter Davao City Garden was featured in the 12th China International Garden Expo in our sister city of Nanning in December last year. Also in 2018, more local and international partnerships were forged through the signing of sisterhood agreements with the local government of Liloan, Cebu in October, and with Xinjiang, China in November. Since 2016, we have given tax exemptions to 13 establishments that have chosen to invest in our preferred investment areas. Recently, we have granted full incentives of 2 years exemption from real property tax and 3 years tax exemption from business tax to 2 projects, namely the Lyceum of the Philippines and the Mosa Lands Diamond Tower. Last July 10, the Pinoy Micro Small Medium Enterprise Expo was held in observance of the Micro Small Medium Enterprises Week. The expo showcased products from Davao MSMEs and the Mindanao Young Entrepreneur Summit, which highlighted the roles of the youth in the development of the city's economy. For tourism, hotel occupancy reports show an increase in the number of tourist arrivals in the city in 2018 compared to 2017. From July to December 2018, there were 1,125,814 tourist arrivals, higher than the 1,079,708 tourist arrivals from July to December in 2017. Recent records of tourist arrivals from the months of January to June this year showed a total of 1,246,288 tourists, a figure that is higher compared to the 1,167,256 tourists who arrived in the Davao City for the same period last year. Highlights for the tourism sector this year are the celebration of the 82nd Araw ng Davao and the Alveo Ironman last March 2019, the Dabraa and Palanong Pambansa, and the 2019 Kadayawan Festival. To encourage visitors coming in by air to explore the City Tourism Office, with the support of PLDT Smart, opened a new tourism information center at the Francisco Bangoy International Airport. The Tourism Operations Office website was likewise updated to use the internet, encouraging more visitors to the city. As today's top-of-mind destination for meetings, incentives, conventions, and exhibitions in the country, this week, Davao City will submit its bid to host the MICE Conference 2020. The goal is to further promote Davao City as the premier MICE destination in the country, and I encourage the private sector to fully support this initiative. In transportation, planning, and traffic management, while the increase in economic activity and the influx of more people into Davao City have made the city even more vibrant and dynamic, it has also posed challenges in terms of transportation, giving rise to the need for a more efficient and convenient public transport system. To address this, we implemented the expanded peak hours augmentation bus system. Last April 8, 2019, the City Planning and Development Office had a public exhibition and consultation for the Davao City Roadmap, highlighting the implementation of the high-priority bus system and the construction of walkways and bike lanes in Davao. As the HPBS is still in its early stages, we are currently implementing the expanded peak hours augmentation bus system in order to address the immediate transportation concerns of commuters. The EPABS is currently servicing the areas of Catalunan Grande, Turil, Talinan, Panakan, Lasang, Kabantian, and Buhangin. For the HPBS, we have evaluated the road transit rationalization in the city and developed a solution to minimize the existing 120 to 130 routes into 29 routes, initially recommended by the HPBS study. We are also planning to replace 7,000 public utility jeepneys with more or less 1,000 buses. This bus system will also introduce an automated fare collection system to the public for their convenience. We pushed the funding of the first stage of the high-priority bus system under the supplemental budget number 1 of this year, amounting to 100 million pesos. By the first quarter of 2020, we are hopefully looking at the operation of low-floor buses in Catalunan Grande and in Diversion Road, opening a proper route for north to south commuters. Also included in this supplemental budget is the financial assistance to recompense the PUJ operators and drivers. As part of the compensation, we also offer various social development programs adopted from and conducted by our partners DOLE, DTI, TESDA, and SHED, among others. These are scholarships, cash for work programs, trainings, and other livelihood projects in the amount of 650 million, which we were able to access through the assistance of former President and Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. For traffic management, City Traffic and Transport Management Office personnel and traffic enforcers, along with the professional drivers and operators in the city, were given a series of trainings and seminars on traffic management to further their knowledge about traffic rules and regulations and basic safety courses to avoid road accidents involving motor vehicles. From July 2018 to April 2019, CTTMO conducted a total of 46 seminars. In a span of a year, from July 2018 to June 2019, CTTMO has issued tickets to 105,562 traffic violators. 43,127 for July to December of 2018 and 62,435 from January to June 2019. This is an increase in the number of apprehended traffic violators compared to the data in 2017 and 2018. There is a decrease in the number of apprehended jaywalking violators, on the other hand, for the period of January to June 2019. The number has gone down to 7,347 from 20,740 pedestrians in the first half of the previous year. This shows that the city government's program on basic traffic rules and regulation is the top of mind for pedestrians but not for drivers. Since there is an increasing there are increasing violations from drivers but decreasing violations from pedestrians. The CTTMO also undertook the improvement of the Davao City Overland Transport Terminal. Comfort rooms for male and females and persons with disabilities, as well as shower rooms for transients and travelers, were constructed inside the premises of the DCOT. Moreover, 2 walk-through machines as well as an X-ray scanner and baggage conveyor at the passenger's entrance were installed for security and monitoring purposes. On disaster risk reduction and mitigation. The Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office continues to conduct risk assessment for families living in high-risk areas and refer them to the City Planning and Development Office and the City Social Services and Development Office for assistance relocation. Meanwhile, the Disaster Evacuation Center in Los Amigos, Tugbok District is still ongoing enhancement. We are also in the planning stages of a district evacuation center for the 2nd District to be constructed in Barangay Mahayag, Bunawan, as well as another one in a location that is still to be determined. By next year, we shall be able to give real-time traffic and weather advisories to commuters along the Puan Bypass Road on an electronic billboard. We have installed cameras monitoring our coastal areas in Turil, Matina, Agdao, and Bunawan. 103 DRRM training and orientations were conducted in barangays with 10,486 participants. This is to promote disaster preparedness among our constituents. As of August 2019, a total of 206 disaster-related trainings were conducted in barangays, schools, private establishments, and other local government units. Last July, in celebration of the National Disaster Resilient Month, we conducted the 3rd citywide earthquake and tsunami shakeout drill to evaluate and assess the preparedness level of the people. In 2018, 103 earthquake, fire, and tsunami drills were conducted and 48 multi-hazard warning system devices were developed. Last year, the Disaster Risk Reduction Online GIS map, an interactive map that can overlay hazard maps, was created. This system can help locate areas with flood, landslide, and storm surge hazards, plot police precincts, fire stations, and other fire hydrants, as well as locate public schools, gas stations, subdivisions, streets, rivers, barangays, and watersheds in Davao. We also thank the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology for coming up with the Metro Davao Earthquake Model Atlas last month. This will serve as a guide for us in designing earthquake-resilient buildings and structures. During the 4th quarter of 2018, the City Social Services Development Office purchased an additional vehicle for the Kusina ng Bayan program. This initiative was launched as a mobile quick relief kitchen offering hot meals and soup to disaster-hit communities and the rescuers. The Central 911 shall establish new satellite stations in Marilog and Paquibato districts. On a matter of peace and order, the Davao City Police Office reported a 15% decrease in Davao City crime volume, a 38.95% increase in index crimes, and a 25.01% decrease in non-index crimes. The 8 focus crimes decreased from 2018 to 2019, with a declining total crime volume of 4,615 compared to that in 2017 and 2018. For 2018 to 2019, a 20% decrease in index crimes was recorded as it dropped from 1,296 to 985 in the previous years of 2017 to 2018. The non-index crimes, on the other hand, dropped to 22% from 4,676 to 3,630 crimes, as shown in previous records. The crime clearance efficiency increased by 1.44%, while the crime solution efficiency increased by 1.18%. This data is in comparison to the years 2017 and 2018. We have increased the number of police auxiliary personnel in the city. As of March 2018, we have a total of 1,903 auxiliary police personnel with a police to population ratio of 1:840. The Oplan Sagop Kabataan, aimed at securing the welfare of the youth in the city, yielded greater results in the 2nd semester of 2018, showing a total of 4,538 youth and children having been rescued through 702 operations conducted by the Davao City Police Office. This is in comparison to the first semester of 2018, where only 1,717 were rescued through the 602 operations that were conducted. On our fight against illegal drugs, last April 2019, the lesson plan of the Davao City Anti-Drug Abuse Council drug education modules was crafted and integrated in the formal education curriculum of grades 4 to 12. Last month, the design of the drug-free workplace training modules was finalized, and the modules have been applied during trainings and orientations. In compliance with the Davao City Drug-Free Workplace Ordinance, as of October 2019, 37 batches of assessment team trainings for the Drug-Free Workplace Program were conducted in various schools and institutions. These were participated in by 4,557 employees from 979 different business establishments. The City Veterinarian's Office conducted the DA Pamana Livelihood Project in order to alleviate the socio-economic conditions of former MNLF Moro National Liberation Front members. The project includes the Cattle Dispersal Program and the Native Chicken Dispersal Program, both of which can help in the livelihood needs of the Pamana beneficiaries. We have implemented a firearms remuneration project for former rebels who surrendered low and higher-powered firearms. Out of the 54 former rebels who were part of the first surrenderers last January 2019, 27 received payments in the amount of 25,000 and 50,000 pesos from the Davao City government for turning in their firearms. This is aside from the medical and livelihood assistance given by the national government under the ECLIP program. This will help them rebuild their lives and invest their money for financial security. Last May 2019, during the first anniversary of Peace 911, the initiative we began in Paquibato to collaborate on peace and development efforts and expedite the delivery of basic services, we awarded 1.9 million pesos worth of livelihood projects to 14 former rebels. The efforts of Peace 911 have led to road rehabilitations, the construction of school buildings, improved health services, and tourism and economic activities in Paquibato. NCCC Supermarket is talking to Peace 911 for Paquibato farmers to supply vegetables to their stores, buying the produce directly from the farmers. We are trying to match local suppliers with local buyers, and we have more than enough buyer demand locally to create a specific project under the Peace Economy Project of the Peace 911 to be launched soon. This year, all 13 barangays in Paquibato District were declared insurgency-free by the Area Clearing Validation Board. Area Clearing Validation Board of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. With the success of Peace 911 in Paquibato, we have begun expanding our area of coverage to the 3rd District. Peace 911 is also supporting the indigenous tribes in the city in the implementation of their ancestral domain sustainable development and protection plan, and in strengthening their indigenous political structures. By 2020, the national government, through the assistance of Secretary Mark Villar of the Department of Public Works and Highways and our Davao City Congressman, will be funding 2.6 billion roads and bridges to peace project that is envisioned to finally interconnect all barangays of Davao City. Recently, Task Force Davao launched Kalilintad 911. This is the Maranao version of our Peace 911. The project is intended to intervene in the issues of internally displaced individuals living in Davao City affected by the Marawi siege in 2017. We have approximately 200 individuals in our master list that are beneficiaries of Kalilintan 911. Task Force Davao has also been pursuing the culture of security in our city. The work on peace and order to achieve security, peace, and development is not just the job of our uniformed men and women alone. The pursuit of just and lasting peace is the job of all Davaoenos. This year, the city government This year, the city government of Davao has increased the salary rate of our job order and contracts of service personnel beyond the mandatory minimum wage set by the Department of Labor and Employment for employees within Davao City. While the 2019 minimum wage is set at 396 per day, the lowest salary rate for our job order personnel in the city government is pegged at 455 pesos per day. And as our commitment to continually provide better pay for our employees, there will be another increase of 220 pesos per month in the salaries of our job order and contracts of service personnel beginning January 2020. The aim is to ensure that their salaries will in the future equal the minimum of our lowest permanent position in the city government of Davao. We recognize that even though they are not technically employees of the city, they nevertheless work hard like any of us. In addition, an in-house health benefit package for plantilla employees of the city government has been allotted in the 2020 annual budget to provide assistance in the payment of doctors' consultation fees, hospitalization, and burial expenses. Palakpak sa burial, ma'am. That is the project of our HR, Human Resources Management Office. In closing, this is just an abbreviated report of our journey from 2016 to 2019. May I request the representatives of our city government employees, our department heads, led by our city administrator, Attorney Zulaika Lopez, and her assistants, Attorney Dwight Domingo, Tanap, Attorney Lawrence Bantiding, and very recently, Attorney Janice Esparcia, including the Chief of Staff of the City Mayor's Office, Attorney Raul Nadella Jr., our Task Force Davao Commander, Consolito Yekla, our Davao City Police Office City Director, Sir Alex Tagum. Please remain standing, Sir Yekla. JTF Haribon, Colonel Ernesto Torres Jr., and all our department heads to stand up for acknowledgement and applause. Thank you. Please take your seats. I would also like to acknowledge the effort of our department heads and employees who already passed on to the next life and those who have recently retired. And of course, our hardworking Sangguniang Panglungsod, our Vice Mayor, Baste, Duterte, and all our councilors. Thank you very much for your support to my administration. These gains were not achieved by the local government alone, but by all Davaoenos working together. In closing, I would like to thank the national government agencies, the security sector, the power and utility providers, the private sector, the non-government organizations, and all law-abiding Davaoenos doing their part every day in school, in the community, at work, to achieve their dreams and to provide for their families and to make this city a safer, more livable place for Davaoenos and for all who come here. We remain excited to work with you in ensuring that our plans for the next 3 years become a success. And I know that with all of you working in partnership with us and joining us for the second trip of our biyahe, we can achieve our goal of a better future. In the next 3 years, in the past 3 years, we have stood tall, united, and resilient. In the next 3 years, let us be Dabaweños of discipline, integrity, and competence. Let us soar like the mighty Philippine eagle, relentless in our love and service to our country. Daghang salamat ug maayong hapon kaninyong tanan.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for our City Mayor, the Honorable Sara Z. Duterte. And we would also like to announce that there will be a photo opportunity for all the guests who are here. If you are called or to avoid delay, we would like to strongly discourage taking of selfies together with, of course, our VIPs right here up front. And as soon as you're done with your group for your photo, official photo, please exit on both right and left doors here, and proceed to the third floor, if I'm not mistaken, Ma'am Cha. Third floor, the function hall for your refreshments. And may we call in first our beloved mayor with our vice mayor, and of course, the members of the 19th City Council. Please come up front. Can we request the members of the State of the City Address staff to please guide our guests kung saan po sila mag-position to get vantage point for the photos. Daghang salamat. Thank you very much. Daghang salamat. Once again, the members of the 19th City Council, daghang salamat. We, up next would be the members of the Diplomatic Corps in attendance, together with the honorary consuls and vice consuls in attendance.